In this video, I'm going to talk about what happens after your offer has been accepted. This is a crucial part of the home buying process. There is a lot of moving parts from the day your offer has been accepted to the actual date of closing. You have the home inspection, more negotiations, appraisal, final walkthrough, and finally the closing. I'll go into the home inspection first. Hiring a home inspector is important in this part of the process because you don't want there to be any surprises 2 months from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now. Home inspection costs do vary, and this is something that's going to come out of pocket, but you can expect to pay anywhere between $350 to $500. The only differentiating factor is going to be the size of the home, whether you're buying a single family house or a multi-unit building like a 2-flat or a 3-flat. In a few years, that cost is much cheaper than, say, having to rewire the entire house or having to deal with foundation issues 2 years from now. Once you receive the home inspection report, you have a few options. Number one, if there are a lot of issues with the home and you don't feel comfortable moving forward, you still have the option to back out of the contract at no penalty, but the cost of the inspection. Number two, you can list items from the inspection report for the seller to fix prior to closing. And number three, you can ask the seller to provide a closing cost credit for you to take care of those items after you've taken possession of the home. After a little bit of negotiation between you and the seller and everyone has agreed on either repairs or a closing cost credit or maybe a mixture of both, the attorney review period is closed. It's time for your attorney to get started on the paperwork and for your lender to get going with the loan. At this point, an appraisal will be ordered by your lender to make sure that the property is worth what you're under contract for. Once the appraisal has been done, your lender will let you know if the value is right or if the appraised value is lower than what you're under contract for. Now, if the appraised value is lower than what you're under contract for, you have to go back to the seller and renegotiate the price with the help of your agent. Having an appraisal come lower isn't typical, but it does happen. Once appraised, your lender will process the paperwork and issue a clear to close. And with that, a closing date and time will be set. Now that all of that is done, we're on the home stretch. At this point, you would do a final walkthrough of the property to make sure that there are no surprises. If you agreed with the seller for them to make repairs prior to closing, this is where you make sure that all of those were taken care of. And you also want to make sure that the home is ready for you to move in. Then the closing will happen. You'll sign the paperwork, get the keys, and congratulations, you're now a homeowner. As you can see, there are a lot of moving parts, and if you still have any questions or want to get the process started, please feel free to reach out to me. Either comment below or send me a message, and I would love to answer any questions that you might have. Until next time.